The River Nile that you see right here is the world's longest river. It's located right here in Egypt, and the Nile flows for 4,132 miles northward to the Mediterranean Sea. It was considered the source of life by the Egyptians and has played a vital role in the country's history. When we think about the Bible's references to the River Nile, we see Joseph's dreams were centered around the River Nile. The plagues of the Exodus were centered around the Nile, with the fish that died in the sea, and also when the Nile turned to blood. But in Exodus chapter 2 and verses 2 and 3, we read about Moses as a baby, hidden for fear of the Egyptians by his mother in the Nile. The Bible says, "So the woman conceived and bore a son. And when she saw that he was a beautiful child, she hid him 3 months. But when she could no longer hide him, she hid him in a basket, laid him in the reeds by the river's bank. Then the daughter of Pharaoh came down to bathe, and she saw the basket amongst the reeds. And when she saw, she opened it, and she saw the child. And so she called his name Moses, saying, because I drew him out of the water." When we think about the life of Moses, Moses had all the potential of the world at the age of 40. But instead of doing God's will God's way, he tried to expedite God's will, and he delayed it for 4 decades. Now, at some point in our lives, most of us may feel that life has passed us by and our dreams seem like a lost cause. Many of us give up on our dreams because we feel that God has given up on us. But we serve a God of restoration. And the life of Moses proves that no matter how many wrong turns we've made in our past, it's God's grace that is able to get us back on the right route. Moses thought that his past had disqualified him, but God leveraged it to prepare him for his destiny. No one knew the protocol of the palace like Moses did. After all, he grew up in that environment. And after tending the sheep for 40 years, he knew the ways of the wilderness. He knew the wildlife. He knew the weather patterns. And so Moses got it wrong before he got it right. And you too may do that. But here's the good news. God can turn your past failures to fertilize your character and equip you with the strength that is needed to do what God has placed you on earth to do. The saying is true. It's wonderful what God can do with a broken life when you give Him the broken pieces.